Looks like we are live. Okay, let's wait. Gonna wait a couple minutes. Oh, a minute or two. All right. All right. We are live now. We'll give it a minute or two before we get started. We get started. Yes, they do match. 31, 25, 18, 14, and 12. Let's see if we get any more people. Give it a minute or two, three. You're welcome. All right. See. Guess we'll get started here in a minute. All right. All right. All right, guys. Welcome to the CSFL 2024 Draft Lottery. Um, Most of you have been waiting for this for at least half a season. All right. If you're new to the league, hence the Draft Lotto. The odds for the lotto are as seen on the screen, which is 31% for the seed 1, seed 2 is 25%, seed 3 is 18, seed 4 14, and seed 5 is 12. All right. So before we actually hit the generate, I'm just going to go over each of the teams, just quick hitters on them. And then we'll get to the lotto and all that. The Ravens have Buffalo's pick, which right now sits at number 1, which that will probably change. I don't know. Baltimore has they have Cardell Jones at quarterback, but he's 26 on the last year of his deal. And let's face it, you mean most likely Mahomes is going to be better than that. Now, they need an upgrade over him, but if they don't get Mahomes, then you get to what seems to be a lower tier quarterback with Rosen and all them. So I don't think they'll move on from Cardell unless they have a better prospect coming in or a veteran. They also need a guard, as they only actually have one on the roster. And there are some guards that in the draft that before scouting sim they looked okay. They need okay. I just seen your post, Pete. Well, I'll just hit the generate order, and it should auto. If I remember right, it will allow me to uh, show the last one first, and then go up until number 1's revealed. Um, Back to the Baltimore roster. Like I said, they need a guard because they only have one, and there are some good guards that look to be in the draft. Um, they uh, they need They need corner depth. They only roster two. One's a borderline starter, so they could use another starter, and there could be. It looks like there's at least one corner that is a first rounder, at least pre-scouting sim. They could use another linebacker because they only got four rostered. They really need a good, solid linebacker to pair with Jones. Um, they do need another defensive end as well because they really just have Flowers. That's really that starter there. They could use an upgrade at the strong safety. They got Revis. He's only got 78 speed. They could use an upgrade over that. Like I said, they have other areas that need upgrades too, or need to actually fill. They could get a younger tackle and get an upgrade over Boyles, which we have a good amount of tackles in the first round, so that could be an option, depending on where they fall. Next, we move to the Patriots. Um, I'd say the glaring need at the moment would be uh, a running back. I mean, they don't have any rostered. Um, Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to take one, in the top five of the draft. Um, you can get some decent running backs down the line. We've proven that as a league. Um, they need a tackle, and we have tackles in this draft. Um, so they need to upgrade over one of their tackles. Um, Other than that, they need a really a starting caliber CB to pair with Hayden, as they don't have that right now. Um, they could use a really good solid linebacker. They don't really have any real starting caliber ones. Those that you would see coming out of the first round. Um, they could use a clear cut starter on the defensive end front there. They have borderline ones, but no real clear cut ones. Um, both safeties need to be upgraded, as they really only have backups. So there's a few ways they can go here in this draft. Um, the Texans, they should be starting to think about getting another quarterback. You got Bridgewater, he's 30, he's still good, but they need to plan for the future, and this is not necessarily a quarterback full draft. There's not a lot of top quarterbacks, on the top end here. But if you can get Mahomes, I mean, why not take him? Um, but they do need to get some a youth in there. They need a guard. They only have one. I mean, they can get that in the draft. They could get that in free agency. Wait and see. They could use a starting caliber corner to pair with Diggs. Um, they they need another linebacker to pair with Ogletree as well. Um, White's a borderline starter, and Washington's a backup there. So we could use another linebacker, and there are a couple linebackers that could go in the first round. They could use an upgrade at free safety. Moore is a borderline starter. He's got 74 speed. It's not really the type of speed I'd like to see in a safety, but it's still doable. Um, they do need a strong safety as they don't roster any. And there is a couple safeties at the top end of the draft. Um, Looking at the actual scouting screen, the Bears need a quarterback upgrade as Mittenberger is 30, and he really isn't much. He's been a backup basically his entire career. The Bears also need a running back upgrade. Howard's not the answer. I mean, they could write him out this year, but they could pick one up top back in the first round maybe, or wait till the second round to grab one, or ride with him. They really need a guard to pair with Hearn. They don't really have any other solid starters on the team besides him, so this could be the year they grab a guard, or they could grab a tackle. They could use an upgrade there to pair with their other tackle, as there really is no other viable starters besides the one. Um, they could use a number one receiver. They only have backups on their roster, so they could go for a receiver in the first round. They could use a clear cut safety as only Herndon and Lame seem to fit that at the moment. But Lane's 33, so they could use another young uh, cornerback in there as well. And Herndon is one of those borderline starters. Um, they have some youth at linebacker, but uh, you need a solid linebacker to build around, and they don't have that. They do need some upgrades at defensive end. They got two rotational players there, no real starters there. They free safety could use an upgrade. They have more, and he has some talent to hold the position down, but they could upgrade from him. Um, Either is possible. Okay. And then now, if you also look at their strong safety, they need an upgrade with landing there. They should be okay, but they could use an upgrade there. And there's some nice ones up there on the board. Um, but they have other needs to be looking at as well. Of course, Jacksonville has Green Bay's pick. Um, the way I look at this is, if they get the top pick, they're either going to trade a shitload of their picks. They're going to trade the pick for a shitload of picks, or they're going to draft Mahomes. Now, look at their team. A quarterback could be on the table for him as Dak is 29. And like I said, I can see him taking a top quarterback and getting a haul for Dak. At running back, it looks like Hunt's their bell cow, and I don't really think, I think Peter's okay with that, unless he can get a better veteran cheaper, either through trade or free agency. But I still wouldn't put it past him to grab a top running back on the board if he really thinks that'll put his offense into another gear. And I don't think it's likely he will, but I think it's possible. If there's a running back, just can't pass up. I think at guard they could use an upgrade. Mock's 33, and Peter does like to have some young offensive linemen when possible, and this draft uh, could provide that for him. Same with tackle. Turner's 30, Carpenter's 33. I know Peter's exploring upgrades and getting younger on the offensive line front. He does that every year. Um, and center's the same deal there. Could use an upgrade there. I don't think he's going to draft one really, unless it's in the lower half of the first or second or down there like that. Unless there's one that can't be, can't. But I'm pretty sure he's looking to upgrade his line. Uh, like I said, either through the draft or through trades or free agency. Um, it looks like he's got one proven starter at cornerback on Williams, and the rest look to be backups. So he may be looking to upgrade that position in the draft if he doesn't get that top few players he wants on his board. Well, unless the cornerback, skyrockets. Linebacker core is in decent place. Looks like could use some younger players. Um, and landing a good linebacker in the first round really couldn't hurt. Um, it definitely help them. But that's it for each one of those quick reviews of the teams. Um, let's go ahead and I already did my 10 team mock draft, but top five are basically. I need to see where they land, but I wrote some down anyway. Like off the top of my head, just looking at the draft the way it is now, I had Mahomes going one, Brown Jr. going two, Orlando Brown Jr., Jamal Adams three, Kyle Bosch four, Yuan Price five, the linebacker, and Bosch was the guard. But that's pre, you know, that's before I hit this button. But let's go ahead and generate this now. All right. You guys ready to see who the who's got what? Let's go. See pick 5. Houston Texans. They moved from 3 to 5. Peter moves up 1 to pick 4. Baltimore goes from 1 to 3. You know what? I'm going to say I'm going to say Bears have 1. That's what my guess is. Patriots have 2 and Bears have 1. That is awesome. Let's see what my mock will be right now. Let's see what the mock's going to be. So Chicago has 1. Well, of course, Mahomes is still going to go number 1 no matter what, unless he bombs his scouting reviews. And we have Patriots at 2. Yeah, I'm going to go with Brown's still going to go here. So yeah, Orlando Brown Jr., the tackle, will probably still go to the Patriots at 2. And then Ravens at 3. I think I'm going with Baltimore takes the guard, Kyle Bosch. That's who I'm going with. And then, yeah, I said Baltimore. And of course, Jacksonville. Doesn't need it. He don't need them, but I don't know. It's hard to get inside his head. Could use an upgrade there. Offensive line is a big need. I think he's gonna go with. Let me see. I think he'll probably go with Timon Paris, the tackle. He could go. I think he could go Adams there, but he likes his line. And then Houston. I think Houston could go with. Let's see. Houston only has. Houston's going to go with Jamal Adams here. That's who I think they're going to grab. They need strong safety, and Adams I think is going to be the best one on the board. So that's that. And at 6. At 6, I originally had at 6. I had the Browns taking Brian O'Neill. 7, the Colts taking receiver Alan Lazar. Um, 8, I had Washington taking defensive end Taco Charlton. At 9, I originally had uh, Arizona taking Simone Paris, but since I think that pick could go elsewhere, I think that Anthony Coyle will go here to Arizona, the tackle. And then I think at number 10 to Miami is Mike Gillespie. Um, they already have a tight end there, but I think he'd be an upgrade there. Okay, other than that, I think we pretty much wrapped up. Decent review of each team. Um, I think I do think that you'll see Joe Mixon go in the top 14, and then I also think Josh Rosen will go up probably be taken before the 15th pick. Um, we had one team that was looking for him. I can't remember which team it was offhand that kept asking us about him. Let's see who else. Dante Jackson, he's going to go pretty high. He's going to go top 10. I'm pretty sure about that. Um, Tease Tabor, he's not going to be better than Jamal Adams, I don't think, but he'll probably be a top 15 pick. Um, let's see. I don't see there being a ton of quarterbacks to go after offhand. Um, but you will see them go probably higher than what they normally would go. All right. Let's see. We're gonna have a full mock draft drop soon. Um, and uh, KW is gonna drop his mock draft. Um, what today or tomorrow? I think I can't remember exactly when we discussed. But other than that, we'll get through these free agent sims. We got one coming up today after 9 p.m. Eastern, and then we'll progress and we'll get the draft started before you know it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and congratulations to those teams who uh, moved up in the draft. And start trading. Have a good day.